I'm starting this off by saying this is for entertainment purposes only. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. If you missed out on the last video, go ahead and check that out and then come back because we got bangers next to bangers next to bangers, all right? Go ahead and subscribe and hit the like button because it's about to get real. For all my conspiracy lovers, for all those people that love, things like this, welcome. I've never watched K-pop Demon Hunters, all right? What happened was, and I'm gonna give y'all a quick breakdown. You know what I'm saying? I saw a child coloring a picture. You know what I'm saying? When I seen the picture, a friend of mine, let's just say her name is E, pointed it out and said, "You see this?" And I looked at it, and we both kind of peeped. We were like, something's not right, and we're about to get into that of why I made this video. This whole video came together because a child was coloring a picture. The character I was just speaking about is Derpy. The child was coloring this character named Derpy. It is a cat / tiger, whatever. As an adult, you know what I'm saying? You see what I got on the screen. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see what they're trying to replicate here in a child show. I ain't gonna say too much because I don't want to get my video taken down. But y'all see what the character Derpy is supposed to display. All right. Next video or next slide, we got Jinu. Jinu is a soul that was transferred to Rumi at the end of the first movie when he sacrificed himself to save her. His soul emerged with hers, empowering her to defeat the demon, blah, blah, blah. I don't got time to mess up nobody's names, all right? The ending is deliberately ambiguous, leaving the possibility of his return open for a sequel. So the reason I made this slide is because Jinu is a demon, and look at his eyes. He kind of got the same pattern as a cat that was on the last slide. He's a demon that ends up giving his soul away to Rumi. Now, I don't know if he originally came from her, but his final words were, "You gave me my soul back, and now I give it to you." You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know what type of relationship they got going on, but based off the pictures, when I was looking at this stuff, it looks like they were intertwined, like they were romantic or, connected at some point. I think what stuck out for me was, "You gave me my soul back, and now I give it to you." But let's just say that this was something that was actually happening in reality, with celebrities, with artists. Say they were transferring energies from old past stars, old celebrities, and they were living through these vessels. You know what I'm saying? But it's just a show. It's fake. So yeah, now his physical is gone and his soul lives on within Rumi. So he's not dead. His conscience is still alive. His soul is still alive. He just no longer has his vessel. So now he's within this vessel and they're sharing this body together. Kind of interesting, So Jinu, I broke his name down. He was using his hands a lot. And I was like, all right, Jinu, let me search it up. As you can see, I got in red, Jin and Yu, Zitsu, or Jin Zitsu? Am I saying that right? I hope I am. I had to show you guys a picture here because he's controlling and manipulating energy with his hands, right? Now, like I said, I didn't watch the show, so don't quote me on this, but from what I seen in the picture, that's what he's doing. It's an ancient Japanese healing art that uses gentle hand-to-body touch and breath to harmonize the body's life force energy, promoting physical, mental, and emotional well-being. And people don't realize that the body's connected to so much. If you put human ashes in a telescope, in a microscope, it looks like the stars, the galaxies. We are made of lights and different type of energies compact into one vessel. They forced us to not learn about it. Maybe our ancestors knew. I know they did. Rumi's an important role because number one, I like to consider her the Beyonce of this show. It was interesting when I was reading about her. She uses her voice to basically serenade people, you know what I'm saying? And then, basically capture energies and harvest souls. So Rumi is the lead singer of the K-pop group Hunter X. She's a Nephilim, half human, half demon. A Nephilim, if y'all don't know, is a giant. So she's a Nephilim, half human, and a half demon as she balances her idol life with her demon slaying duties. All right, so she's balancing all these different energies within her body. She's a pop star. So now she has to feed into her own energy by, harvesting others because she's a demon. And then also she's a giant and and she's barely human. She's battling who she is, a person that hid her demonic lineage to protect humanity. Rumi's character struggles with her inner demon. You know, she's trying to also be the perfect pop star. She don't want to ruin people's lives. However, it's who she is. You know, she's a person that captures souls. So in order for her to be stronger, she needs to take souls. I think that's what the scene with Genu giving his soul to her was all about. You got all these energies and all these different souls living in one vessel. These movies and shows, y'all, aren't no joke. I believe this is currently what they're doing for entertainment purposes only. So the reason why Genu gave his soul to Rumi during his last sacrifice was because he thought Rumi was able to wield more power with her sword, which helps her and the other hunters banish the demons permanently. There's also a part of the show where there are missing people. Now, what happened to all the passengers on the train? It said they all disappeared. The entire train has their souls taken. Now, if you think about it, look at all these missing planes that go vanishing and all these other, you know, in different places. What are they trying to tell us? You know what I'm saying? Whether it's time travel or things like this, either way, people don't just vanish in midair with no evidence. It doesn't just work like that. You know, maybe a lot of these missing people are coming up missing from scenarios like this. Their souls are being taken. So it also says they were missing people at their festival. Now, to me, when I read this, I was like, concert. Isn't it suspicious? People are passing away or whatever, yada yada, at some concerts, missing all of a sudden. Yo, like, just read what I'm putting on the screen here. Like, what is the mess? What did you get from this? This is all information y'all can find on Google, by the way. In case y'all thinking I'm just speaking hoopla gibberish, I just screenshotted stuff. I never watched the show. I'm just giving my opinion, hence why this is a conspiracy video. Me and my friend E just decided to do some research on the show because things were a little off key. Something about this is a little off-putting and also realistic. Rumi loses her memory, aka memory wipe. She basically loses her memory linked to a trauma-induced defense mechanism. Genu helps her by healing her voice and sharing his memories and beautiful soul with her to make amends for her past wrong. This allows Rumi to begin confronting her shame, ultimately leading to her healing and her singing about her past struggles. So this is kind of like damn near hypnosis, if you think about it. Like sometimes you'll go to a therapist or a hypnotist and they're able to give you the opportunity to remember certain memories that you did not remember. You kind of push it on a back burner. You don't remember it. If you think about it, like we're like computers. Sometimes on a computer, there are files that are in the background. It doesn't mean that they don't exist. They're just in the back burner. They're not going to come up unless you click into it and actually look into that file. Look at all the different things that's within the file. That's how your memory works. You're like a computer, and it's like, it's not that the memory's not there. You just have to be able to access it. Hypnotists and all these different people do, and psychiatrists, is they study the brain to understand how to unlock these memories, how to give you an opportunity to access them so they can bring them forward for you to heal. That's kind of what they're trying to say here. At the same time, you know, as you can see with my pictures here, it's a lot of celebrities that have had the same experience. They've made even music videos. You know, they're on the table with the thing on their head, or they're just in some type of futuristic type of lab, getting their mind erased, and they're rapping or singing or whatever. And we're going to get further into that. It's been a lot more celebrities that I'm going to present to you that have openly admitted this or shown you guys. mkultra. mkultra was an experiment, a top secret experiment that was created by the CIA. Now, it was from 1953 to who knows, because it says 1973, but let's just say to who knows. It was psychological torture and interrogation. Basically, it was made to, you know, study the brain and manipulate a person into doing exactly what you wanted them to do. Think of the SpongeBob episode when they all had all the helmets on their head and it's like all hail plankton. You know what I mean? Like they were all willing to listen to one conscious mind. This is what these scientists were trying to do. Manipulate and control the mind to where they can do everything. If they made you weaponized, they could do that too. You know, and I believe that to this day, because this was a study by the CIA years ago, I believe it's still currently going on. Now, like I said, this is for entertainment purposes only. Like I said, go ahead, read what's on the screen, y'all. I'm not gonna say too much because, like I said, I don't want to get my video taken down. You know, you have artists like Ariana Grande, Kanye West, Kelly Clarkson, and all these other people that have came out and said, you know, whether they were a clone, whether they had their minds erased, whether they were replicated, whatever. And it's like, if they're telling you, why don't you believe it? And why is it a theme for these these people to be saying this? Why? Who just randomly wakes up and say I'm a clone? Who just randomly wakes up and say, oh, I have no recollection to what happened in my last 10 years of my life? So every time you ask me a question, I'm just gonna keep saying that just because it's fun. Nobody does that. You feel me? They're like vegetables. And that's what this is. Like I said, do y'all own research. This video is to help y'all kind of just get a glimpse of what I've been peeping and just little things they show us. And a part of the universal law of free will and as well as karma is letting us know. And it's like at this point, if we find it acceptable, that is our free will. That is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, share, and comment if you believe this or if you disagree. Let me know in the comments below. Peace.